Happy Halloween, fellow Nerd-Vana Knights. It is the month of October now. We bring you the thrills and the frights that go bump in the night. Really? No comment, Ian?
I'm not sure what to add. I was just gonna have, some scary music playing in the background with, an alien scream.
Oh yeah. I can make that sound. I can make that sound. I practice. Sort of. Let me see it. That sound?
No.
No?
Alien Isolation viewers, look it up.
Okay. Well, I'm just going off of the the old theatrical trailer. That spooky sound, that siren, ghostly wail sound. I tell you, that thing sticks with.
Oh, I was going for the actual scream that the alien does when it's about to stab you through the back.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
That one. That I can't do.
To continue this back the way I came. So we're gonna do a little bit of backtracking and then we're gonna be back on track. If that made any sense to you guys. Oh no. Ah! Oh God, why? No one told me that was gonna happen! Oh! Oh, alright then!
Yet.
But yes, welcome. Yet, oh dear. Welcome, viewers. It is now October. And I'm really excited for this one because it's actually a good series of short films that we're doing instead of what we did last year.
What did we do last year? I forget. Oh, right. Right, it was Ghostbusters.
And not the good one.
Yeah. Yes, for today we are going to be taking a look at all 6 short films that were made for the Alien 40th anniversary special. And these came out last year. They were released on YouTube a month after our Alien April series last year. So maybe if we waited a little bit, maybe we could have done all of that for that October instead of that other one. But
perhaps.
But yeah, live and learn, all that.
Yeah.
Circle of life, whatever phrase fits. And
in space, no one can hear you scream in pain from watching Ghostbusters.
Yep. Oh, so true. And I guess also being as this is related to Alien, I think we should also say that we also say this is in loving memory of Sir Ian Holm, who died earlier this year. And if you don't remember, he's the one who played Ash the synthetic from the original Alien film. And so he passed away earlier this summer due to Parkinson's disease, which is really sad. So as fans of Alien and film, we dedicate this review to him as well.
Yeah, it's honestly really sad. I'd like to find more films that he was in.
Oh, I'd suggest The Fifth Element for a start.
Ooh, I'll have to look into it.
Bruce Willis. Enough said.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
But a bit of background before we get too far into this review. These 6 short films were fan-made, fan-picked. It was a joint collaboration between Fox and Tongle, and the 6 finalists were given how much money? I think it was 30-something thousand?
Let's see, from what I got, let's see, production, Xenopedia, I don't think they actually specified an amount, but these were pretty low budget. These were low budget short films, and by low budget, I mean just tens of thousands of dollars, which in Hollywood, which by Hollywood standards, that is low budget.
Yeah, I remember seeing somewhere about.
Let's see. It was a competition that offering almost $250,000 in prizes to the winners.
Yeah.
Oh, they were given a budget. They were given a budget of $35,000.
That's it. Yeah. In Hollywood, that is low budget.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine what we could do if we had that money. We could actually do video capture, freaking podcast instead of freaking audio.
well, hey, maybe next month we can do it over Zoom. We could do this over Zoom.
Can you record over Zoom?
Yes, I've done it before at my job.
Why the heck aren't we using Zoom? What the heck?
Because I didn't know about Zoom until I started working at my actual job, which I'm so happy to have. And anyway, so Ian, since you started this, what was the criteria for these short films?
The criteria for the short films include the following: original characters, all original characters. They have to be set in, or the characters need to be set in like the everyman, everyday working men and women that grounded the film in realism. And they have to include some form of an alien at some point, specifically a xenomorph, but at least it could be
at least one form of the xenomorph's life cycle. So at least it could be a minimum.
Mm-hmm. So it could be, chest burster, or I guess egg?
Yep, eggs technically considered part of their life cycle. Face hugger, xenomorph. Heck, if you had a little more money, maybe double or triple the budget, you could have a queen in there.
Ooh.
And as it states in Xenopedia, in particular, applicants were asked to draw upon the original Alien for inspiration. So it looks like they were also specified only one to make it spiritually like only one movie, the first one.
Mm-hmm. Since this is the 40th, or this was the 40th anniversary, so that makes sense.
It does. And to be fair, there's even from what I gathered, and I did kind of write this down in some of my notes, is that some of it does kind of come across as feeling a little like Aliens, which is not bad. I mean it didn't fault it. It still felt most of these films did have that feeling of the original film.
And I mean, I'm not going to complain if, they dabble into aliens a little bit. I'm not going to complain about that because it's awesome.
Yeah, oh yeah. And quite frankly, I'm actually excited. I was actually excited to rewatch these because this year I've kind of been I have been pretty much watching the first two Alien movies religiously. I mean, I was so devoted to watching these, I put a Catholic to shame. I watched them on repeat. I even ended up watching them on mute at one point. Scorsese sometimes does that. Not watch the Alien movies, just watch his films on mute. And so let's see. So for these films, I will be judging them at how close they get to, how spiritually close they get to the movie Alien, and by extension Aliens, because let's be honest, it is kind of hard to not view Alien without its really awesome sequel.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some people say that those are the two best. It flip-flops which one I like more, depending on how I'm feeling at the moment.
It's true.
And can you really pick a favorite from those two?
Yeah, it is kind of hard. I mean, yeah, for the original one, I like it because it's true to what it's supposed to be at its core. A horror movie that makes you just feel isolated. Whereas Aliens, it's an action movie. It's an 80s movie. It's an 80s movie all the way. It's all about action, but still having that element of horror. Alien is true to form. So let's see. There were about 550 submissions that were received for this
Holy shit.
Yes. Yeah. 550. Six were picked and turned into short films. And really, the ones that don't get picked, you could still make them either way. You can still make them either way. I mean, if this was a story that you're very passionate about, go and make it. Go and tell it.
Yeah, and you can still make good stories. I mean, I've seen some very impressive fan-made films set in the Alien universe, and it's like, crap! I wish that I had that much of time on my hands and that much talent. Dang!
All right.
But let's get underway. Let me find that list and open up the first one that was released: Alien Containment.
All right, now this one I thought was actually a pretty good start to the 6-film series because it did feel it felt so much like Alien to just to very casual film fans or even Alien fans. There's that feeling of betrayal, of untrustworthiness, of that tension, and I definitely, let's see, I said how it definitely has a more Alien feel to it on a technical level. I mean, there's obvious use of anamorphic lenses, which was used in the original one. You can kind of tell by the out of focus points, and it definitely has a great build. It definitely has a great build up from beginning to end.
Oh yeah, very tension filled.
All right, so
the short summary of Alien Containment is 4 survivors who have escaped the destruction of their ship in a shuttle. Apparently, their ship seems to have an xenomorph outbreak, only to learn that one of them, or all, we don't know what, maybe harboring a chest burster inside of them. And since we know that the facehugger administers a chemical that suppresses your memory, so you don't remember being attacked, yeah, it could be any of them.
Let's see. Now, I thought it was an overall good pacing, good build-up, and also kind of had a good twist. Because a good twist of it for only, how long is it? A 10-minute short film?
Most of them are about 10 minutes or thereabout. I think it's 9 to 11 minutes, roughly.
Yeah. And so the way that it's built up is that it seems like that most of them actually do know there was an alien outbreak, and so it's focused on how the one person who is unconscious might be harboring a chest burster. And so and of course then there's it's the twist that the one who's about to kill him, starts coughing and hacking. And then it's like, oh no, it's him. And
honestly, I kind of felt like he kind of deserved it. I mean, yeah, and he was panicking, but he also came across as a jerk that kind of deserved it.
Is it me, or do most of the males in the short film kind of come across as jerks?
No. As we progress through to my favorite, we find that's not the case. English is hard.
Okay. Let's see. I definitely like the lighting this one, especially. This is why I say there might have been some influence of Aliens because of the use of the blue or teal color lighting. Because that's the kind of lighting that James Cameron seems to love. And you remember seeing Aliens, how everything seemed to be blue, Ian?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was kind of like that, and not bad. I definitely liked the. This was definitely. There was definitely some love for the original Alien because the original Alien film, because you definitely see some of the logos if you're looking closely. That you would see, you saw all sprawled all across the Nostromo's ship, like Med Bay, and all that kind of stuff, and Weyland-Yutani, yes,
a slime ball bastard,
yeah, and
sleaze bag,
and the sounds like the siren, the danger or alert siren, and it brings back memories. Overall, I think the end was actually, the ending shot was actually the best.
Oh yeah, that's pure gold. If that was in a like a big budget horror movie, it would fit very well there too.
Oh yeah, and
it leaves it open. Like, do they open it?
It is open ended, but it ends on such a depressing, on a scary note. The one female survivor who got knocked down pretty hard, now she's bleeding, decides to write on the window, "Inner blood, do not open," as their escape pod is received by a company docking ship. So it just adds a sense of defeatist.
Mm-hmm.
Which is honestly, I think that's kind of like a dark take on Alien, but not all of them can be Ripley.
Well, no one can be Ripley except Ripley.
That's true. All right, so the life cycle that was picked for this was the chest burster.
Yeah, and we saw it a little bit, which honestly, I'm okay with that. It's a good way to open up the series, I guess.
It is one of the most iconic scenes in the original film, and so that's why Containment, yeah, I'd say Containment was actually one of the best film to kind of start out this series. I don't really think we can do a favorite. We can do a favorite parts for each short film. I think we can do favorite. We can do favorite shorts probably until after.
Favorite part. When this guy dies. Yeah, you can't really do favorite parts for short films. Not really.
No.
And you can a little bit. I mean, I did for Big Rock, but regardless.
Yeah. Well, that was a little bit of a longer short film.
True, yeah.
Alright, so should we kind of move on to the second one?
Yep, let me pull it up here. Next is Specimen.
Alright.
Okay, here we go. Directed by Kelsey Taylor. Here we go. Oh, this is a good one. I like this one. Okay, so short summary is a colony botanist becomes trapped in a facility where she works with a lone face hugger, her only protection being the colony's guard dog.
All right.
Dog lovers, you might want to skip this part.
Ian, what did you think of this one?
This one is very good. I really like this one. It's not my favorite, but it plays the use of lighting and simply, the shadows from all the plants. It's like, oh, did you see that? Did I see that? And you're constantly on edge trying to find the thing, and it just out of nowhere, and you see like little glimpses of maybe I didn't. And it just plays on the very simple fear of being alone in the dark.
Yeah, and this, I was okay with. It's not my favorite either, but yeah, I did think it was a little different than Containment, since it focuses on one character, but it does keep that feeling of isolation that that Alien is so constantly praised for. So especially with that little rock out montage with the character. That's kind of why that's why I thought it was different, because none of the Alien films from the original all the way to Covenant, I think ever had someone rocking out to some tunes. So this is what...
Yeah, I don't think so, no.
Yeah, so this is why I called it a little different, but still keeping...
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's still keeping the isolation. Yeah, I like the use of lighting. I especially like the use of colors. Like, we got some complementary colors. I mean, since she's a botanist, when the lights are on, it kind of has a green tint to it, but then when there seems to be, when she's like sealed in, everything goes orange. And and when she sees that tipped over container that contains the egg, when she slips and falls, it kind of got me thinking of the first victim of the xenomorph from the original Alien. Just that kind of build up to the attack. So yeah, I think so. Yeah, this was a pretty good one. So let's see, this life cycle that was chosen for this one was the face hugger.
And that's actually very interesting, because you don't really see those being used as that big of a threat, really. At least from what I've seen. I mean, obviously they are a big threat.
Oh yeah.
But simply a face hugger by itself, and you have to try to fight that.
Well, they did it in Aliens.
Ah, yeah, true. Never mind.
That's true. And so the rules were that you could use only at least one stage of the life cycle. And this one has two, the facehugger and the shot of the egg.
A very faint shot of the egg, like just I guess the petals. You saw a little bit of the petals.
Yes.
And it's like, and we fans know what that looks like, and it's like, oh shit.
Oh yeah. All right, so the female character, of course, well, okay, not of course. She fights off the facehugger along with her canine companion Maggie. Maggie. They're able to kill it off, and it's revealed that Maggie was a synthetic.
Interesting take.
Yes, a very interesting take.
An android dog.
Mm-hmm.
Have we ever seen that before?
Not in any of the Alien movies I've seen.
I know there was a couple android xenomorphs in the comics,
Okay.
but never. I don't remember an android dog. But it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes sense. I mean, android dog. Why not?
Mm-hmm. So let's see. This was a very good take on Alien, as well as the use the. It definitely felt a lot like Alien, you know, with the flares, the feeling of loneliness, and the suspense.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so next one is Night Shift.
Where'd it go? There we go. Night Shift. This one is I think this is the weak link for me.
Really? Well, that's interesting, because this one at first I didn't like it when you showed me this playlist, but upon rewatching this, I love it. I love it so much.
You love it.
I love it because it actually feels like the most Alien of the no wait, I think someone else. Oh no, that's another one. But yes, it feels like the slow parts of Alien, with the blocking of the actors, the camera angles. It's not, the still cameras, the panning and dolly shots, even the flashing lights. It feels so much like Alien. And
Interesting.
yeah. Of course, there was one part that kind of took me out of the enjoyment when I'm still really, ever since Ghostbusters, if I ever hear a male character go, "No thanks to the girl here," I was like, ah, just makes me groan.
Oh boy. Yeah, that probably could have done without that. But honestly, if that's the biggest gripe we have.
Yeah. Let's see, and you know what, I loved it. And the one thing I do love with these short films is that they also keep this, as you can definitely tell, I'm such a film nerd, because I'm also going down to the minute detail. They even keep the same font that was used in the computer.
Oh, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's nostalgia for me, since the movie's twice as old as I am.
I'm older than the first two. I'm younger than the first two Alien movies, and I still get a sense of nostalgia from it.
I think it's just that style.
Yes. So yeah, this feels definitely a lot like more like Alien. Right. Let's see. From beginning to end, And honestly, I also love the build up to the chest burster, because yeah, the chest burster that was chosen for a second time as the xenomorph life cycle. I loved the build up to that because it almost felt reminiscent of Kane's death. Almost.
Mm-hmm. Although my favorite shot from this short film, where we see it move underneath his skin.
That's a new one. That's definitely a new one.
Yeah, you don't really see that too often, but I love it nonetheless.
Mm-hmm. And how it ends is that another female character. Ian, remind me that there's something special that I want to talk about the Alien franchise as well as the Predator ones, and I didn't when we're done reviewing these.
Okay.
The female character is able to kill the xenomorph, and you think all is fine. And what happens at the end?
You hear it.
You hear the workers fighting and getting killed by xenomorphs, and you hear the screeching, and you hear that screaming. The screaming from the trailer.
I love it.
I do too.
As far as like a short story goes, this is my weakest, but I love those little bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. As far as story goes, I don't really it's weak in the story department, but this comes off as more just as a scene, an action scene of a much larger movie.
Make all of these a movie. Every single one.
Heck, since these are all distributed by the same company, and they're all commissioned by Fox, would these technically be considered canon? Or soft canon?
I think these are soft canon.
So these are interconnected.
Freaking Weyland-Yutani.
Weyland-Yutani, yep, the nebulous bad guy in this series. Well, except for Resurrection.
Yeah, they got bought out by Walmart.
Would not surprise me. Or Alright, so let's see. So far we've got 2 short films with the chest burster, and only
one with a face hugger.
And we got about 3 more films to go.
Yep, next is my favorite. Let me pull it up. Come on, internet connection. There we go. All right, Alien Ore.
This was also a good one.
Oh, I love this one. Okay, short summary. A group of miners at the colony of Bowen's Landing encounter a deadly xenomorph thousands of feet below the surface of the mine where they work.
Mm-hmm.
If this isn't pure alien territory, I don't know what is.
Let's see. Yes, it definitely has that alien feel to it. Again, use of wide-angle lenses. That small mine shaft. All those people crowded in either the locker rooms or the mine elevator. The use of lighting, either minimal lighting or even in the comm center with all the lights and the flares. This definitely felt like Alien. And all right, so here is pretty much. Let's see. For this one, we get the first appearance of the Xenomorph.
Yes, the adult drone we all love and fear.
Oh yes. Of course, we also get a shot of the eggs, and since we saw the victim, let's just put in a chest burster too, even though we don't really see it.
Yeah, the chest burster grows up into a drone, so nah.
Alright, I think what was interesting was there's two interesting things. One is that the main lead is pregnant and is actually still working. You know, like doing a mind.
She's not pregnant.
Really? I thought she was.
No, she is being congratulated over the birth of her second grandchild.
Huh? I could have.
The pregnant. Later, John. Later. Pregnancy's later.
Huh. Okay.
Later short film.
All right. Okay. Well, that shoots the. Okay, so now one interesting thing. I think the one interesting thing was the ending shot.
Oh yes.
And this is kind of what gives it that. It kind of brings to mind Aliens, because there's this whole camaraderie. Like these
going to kick ass and get killed.
These miners, they stand together, you know, and stare down the Xenomorph before it lunges out, and it just immediately cuts to black, and so it's the ending is rather ambiguous.
And I'm glad I'm actually glad they left it that way. And John, why did they decide to fight this thing instead of run?
Because let's see. Out of sense of protecting the colony.
Yes, because they have families up there.
This is kind of what was so interesting is that they decided to take. Weyland Yutani decided to make their labor force almost like constantly having to produce workers.
It makes sense. Interesting.
It is
freaking Weyland Yutani.
and again, this company is solely interested in bringing the organism alive for study, weapons division. They don't really care about their workforce gets killed.
Crew expendable. All other considerations secondary.
I definitely like that little. I kind of like that little reveal. Near the end, and especially, you know, we never really did talk about the acting. There's the acting of the lady over the comms did a pretty good job of kind of selling that whole, you know, yes, you are expendable, but I still feel guilty. Like, she's fascinated by this organism, but still kind of comes across as kind of disgusted by the carnage that it leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a good one. I definitely love this one too.
Oh man, it's so good, and it just brings back all the feelings, like we said, of Alien and Aliens. And my favorite part of this one is seeing a xenomorph Actually jumping up, like jumping around, jumping on the walls and climbing around. It's like, holy shit, because we don't really see that too much. And that's, honestly, that's probably one of my favorite parts of xenomorph behavior and biology. Seeing them climb around. Because you can't really do that too well in a suit without, camera tricks. And the CG, I think, was pretty good.
It was good for low budget.
Yeah, I'm not gonna complain about, quote unquote poor CG in a low budget like this. I mean, whatever. It told the story as it needed to.
Absolutely. Yeah, the lighting was great. The acting was great. The build up. And yeah, this was definitely an entry worthy of being in the Alien franchise.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, this one's my favorite. I might revisit this one again. Shall we go on to the next one?
Yes, and this one is actually my favorite.
Which one are you referring to?
Harvest.
Oh, yes.
This one...
And I like this one for a couple reasons.
This one is like the climax of the original movie.
Oh, yeah.
I love it so much. Once again, the life cycle is a xenomorph, but we also get... But now we get face huggers and eggs. And oh my god, this is the one that I wrote down as the most alien short in the playlist. It has all the telltale signs of Alien. Wide-angle lenses, that feeling of claustrophobia, light shafts, light flares, haze, and a good build-up, and flashing lights. Oh, I love it so much.
Okay, short summary. 4 survivors as they desperately attempt to escape their crippled vessel, which is locked on a collision course with a comet. However, they must also contend with the xenomorph that is loose on board. Oh, this one's awesome. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. The ship is called November, which is... I kind of have a feeling that might be that's an artistic choice, a very meaningful name. I don't know why. haven't figured that out yet. but what can I say? It definitely felt like it was like someone took the climax of Alien and just cut it out and put it in here. Not that I'm saying it's unoriginal. No, what it there's the ending kind of is what kind of makes this very noteworthy.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Wayland Yutani will be very happy.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Alright, so, of course, there were 4 survivors, but the first one kind of gets knocked out in the first 2 minutes, so now it's only 3. The lead, I don't know, the lead, gets the motion tracking device. Remember that?
Yeah. And this one, and since it's handheld, this takes me straight to Alien Isolation.
Yes. And takes the motion device, and it seems to be leading them in a circle. And then the xenomorph attacks them. It actually starts to grab the husband, and okay, now what you said makes sense. This is the one with the pregnant lady.
Yeah.
All right, so the husband gets dragged off, and normally in an alien movie that just means instant death. But he actually gets rescued, but he does get injured. And
some of the acid blood to the face, which is a direct call forward to Aliens.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to make it to the escape pod, and it turns out that I guess due to some damages, it can only allow 2 on board. But whoever the lady was that had the handheld device overrides it so that it can have 4. And you think they're home free. This is kind of the most not the most tense. I love this movie so much, but then the alert says that foreign tissue detected, and then in the background, out of focus, a face hugger just launches and latches onto the husband.
Mm-hmm.
And it's revealed that there were eggs in the escape pod. And then you get the lady that's been leading them just smiling menacingly, and then the xenomorph just pops up behind her and impales her with his tail.
I'm gonna stab you in the back with my tail.
And it turns out she's a synthetic. All these
working for the company.
Uh-huh.
Of freaking course.
Let's see. Hold on. Specimen, synthetic dog. Night shift. I think or the comms lady might have been a synthetic too.
Maybe she did. Uncertain.
Let's see. There was someone that came by and going like, "Hanks, you in there? Are you broken?"
Well, maybe she might have been synthetic then.
Mm-hmm. It's implied.
It is implied, yeah. But this is like, oh shit.
Uh-huh.
This goes against what we kind of know about xenomorphs. It's implied that they don't really care about synthetic. It's like, no, not you. You're not alive. You're not food. You're just a thing. Generally speaking, I mean, the Queen and Aliens and Bishop aside.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, xenomorphs just don't really care. I mean, you're not food. You're not a viable host. You're just something moving around.
Yeah, that's true. Xenomorphs actually do kill for food?
I would think so. We don't really know.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's shown in Aliens 3 that the runner and dog ox xenomorph thing does eat its victim.
Huh. Fair enough. Yeah.
So it would make sense that they would eat, and just simply based going off of the movies. In the comics, it does say that they are carnivores.
Okay.
Take that for what you will, but
all right. So, I think kind of like containment. This ends on a very sad, ominous note. It's the escape pod is jettisoned just before the ship is impacted with the meteorite or comet, whatever it's called. And we get text that appears on the screen that says, let's see, survivors 2, unidentified organisms 2. And it's like, yeah, company got what they wanted.
oh dear.
And what's really sad is that one of the hosts is pregnant.
Yeah. freaking Wayland Yutani.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have I said that?
I don't know, but I'm glad we're not making a drinking game out of that.
Viewers, do not rewind this video and start a drinking game, please. If you do, I do not claim any responsibility for alcohol poisoning you may suffer from.
Alright, yeah, this one is my favorite because it is technically the most alien of the Alien shorts. And, well, in terms of like the climax. It's So yeah, I love this one. So should we move on to the final one?
Yeah, this one's actually very interesting.
Yes, it is. It is. Alright, and it is called Alone. And it is.
I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me.
Stop singing! Oh, no wonder you don't have any friends.
Oh, that got too real, John. Wow.
I'm sorry, Ian.
I am back in true form, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey. Alright, Alone is the most unique take on Alien, the Alien franchise.
Indeed, it only has one character. Her name is Hope.
Mm-hmm.
And she's an android.
Mm-hmm.
She was left behind on her vessel, abandoned by the crew, and now stranded after, I don't know how long. She discovers a live xenomorph specimen.
Mm-hmm. A face hugger.
And she developed a relationship with it.
Yes, a face hugger that was kept in freezer storage. And let's see. So this brings back the I guess the user interface mother.
I guess that's standard on ships during this time.
Yeah. And so why the reason why we call this the most unique one of the Alien franchise is because it still has that feeling of isolation, but it's only focusing on, of course, since the title is Alone, one lone character, and the dialogue is all just essentially one big monologue.
Mm-hmm. Most of it, anyway.
Most of it. And it kind of does show that most of the synthetics that have been in these shorts and in the movies are kind of like Bishop. Is that they're not slaves to company orders.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, of course, so the whole point is that this one survivor, though it's not hard that she survived, she is a synthetic, develops sort of like a bond with the facehugger that the reason that because she's a synthetic, it doesn't make a viable host, as you said in the last short film. So this gives a unique take as to how long a facehugger can survive outside of the egg before they can impregnate. I mean, Ian, how long has has the facehugger been out of cryo?
I don't think it's said. Let me, apparently days and weeks.
So that does give us a unique take on the xenomorph biology. The facehugger needs to needs to find a host.
Yeah, it has a limited window of time until it dies. Hope even says that the facehugger is exceeding its intended natural lifespan.
Oh.
And this is actually really sad because just as Hope is breaking down, her new companion is also dying. And honestly, that's kind of sad because even though she can't do much about her situation, she still wants to see this thing survive. We all know what that entails.
Yep. So,
although honestly, this is not so much a horror. There is some horror, but it's more awe-inspiring than anything.
It is. I definitely like I definitely like whenever there seems to be a connection made between her and the facehugger and later Xenomorph, is that the film seems to get this glow that surrounds it, and we get these like these circular flares that kind of gives it like that gives this a dreamlike quality to the film. At least that's my take on it. So
how does Hope continue her companion's lifespan, John?
She rigs the wiring to send out a distress beacon for someone to come and rescue her, and when the poor soul does come, that's when the facehugger latches onto it. And I gotta praise the editing for that, because we get like this fade in, fade out style of video is that's synced up with the heartbeat. You know, the heartbeat is like beating really fast, you know, out of fear and panic, and then as the facehugger slowly, you know, tightens its grasp over its host, the heartbeat slows down. I mean, you can hear that, and the video fades in and out in sync with that.
And of course, you know, he gets impregnated and chest-bursting magic trick.
It does seem that this was the film that had a lot more ideas planned for it that had to be put on the cutting room floor, you know, just to fit time, and not bad. It still has a good pace. It still has good pacing to it, and also ends, like most of them, ambiguously.
Yeah. Although, do you know who the facehugger victim is?
No.
James Paxton, Bill Paxton's son.
Oh my god.
Surprise!
And he's also credited as the Xenomorph, so he also put on the suit.
He did, and honestly, I love seeing the suits again.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they made the suits fresh, but I love seeing people in the suits.
Yes. There's nothing like the practicals, and true.
Oh, absolutely.
True. Digital effects can kind of make things easier, but a good mix of practical and digital is what helps sell the idea. What you're trying to go for, to my opinion.
Yeah.
And Alone was pretty much 100% practical. The facehugger, the Xenomorph. The only thing digital was just the sparks when Hope is trying to repair the ship deck, and I think some of the fire.
Yeah, but that's understandable.
Yeah. And I kind of like, and how about the ending, Ian? I kind of like how it ended.
Oh, that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's honestly how we all kind of feel looking back at Alien.
Yeah. I mean,
looking at an alien, we'd probably, scream and run for our lives, but just looking back at, the original film is probably what Hope saw looking at her companion at that moment.
That is a very nice metaphor, yeah. Alright, so that's all 6 of the short films. Yeah. Oh, Ian, which ones were your favorite?
Well, I do like bits and pieces of all of them. Or is my favorite. I have to say my second favorite would be... what was that called? Harvest. Harvest is my second favorite.
Alright, well, it's same for me, but in reverse. Harvest is my absolute favorite. With Ore being my second favorite. And tied for third, I don't know. I can't decide between Containment or Night Shift. Because those were really good. Alright. Okay, now I kind of remembered something that I wanted to talk about. This is what I find very fascinating about both Alien and the Predator franchise. Ian, did you notice what all the leads in these short films were?
Women.
Uh-huh. And that seems to be a tradition when it comes to Alien. In the form of Ripley or even Newt, in a way, or even Amanda Ripley in the Alien Isolation game. When it comes to Predator, the leads are always men, and that's kind of what's so fascinating, is that Alien and Predators, these franchises that have had crossovers, seems to have this gender dichotomy, which is fascinating. For Aliens, it's how women don't always have to be like the damsel in distress or always scream and cry and be helpless when a creature that can kill them suddenly appears. They can take a gun or a flamethrower and duke it out. With Predator, especially the first one, it's a bunch of big buff military dudes that have their guns and their knives, and it doesn't seem to help them fight this creature. It's only when Arnold figures out the weakness that he decides to be more smart, that he decides to fight it smart.
Yeah.
And when we get to the crossovers, now even though it's Alien and Predators, in the first movie, it of course focuses on the female lead. Why? Because the enemy are aliens. The second in its sequel, that no one talks about.
What sequel?
Yeah, you see, the lead is a male because again the enemy is a predator. So that's what I find fascinating is that these franchises kind of have these traditions. And they don't play to the specific roles or stereotypes that we assume with gender roles.
Interesting. Yeah, I never noticed that. But yeah, even in the newer Alien films, the leads were women, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And I never noticed that until I watched until I watched these short films.
I guess that's just tradition for Alien.
Mm-hmm. And of course we have Ripley to thank for that.
Are we complaining? No.
No, we're praising.
Woo! I want to see Ripley back again in an Alien film.
I would too.
Make it happen, please.
Or at least Alien or Newt. Make an actual sequel to Aliens.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the actress would be interested in coming back.
I have no idea. I mean, she isn't. I mean, I think we mentioned that she's a science teacher.
She was a school teacher, yeah.
So she was a school.
And I even commented in our review, "Mom, my teacher's in this movie. Can I watch it?" What movie is it, honey? Aliens? No. No.
If she would, that'd be okay. Although I don't know why this entered my head, but maybe even the little girl from Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom would be good too.
Maybe. Although she's busy right now working on Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
Isabella Sermons is very busy right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, so all in all, for these short films, these were very well picked, and they definitely captured the feeling that the original Alien brought to theater goers in 1979.
John, did you pitch an idea?
Did I? I think I did.
Did you enter the contest?
No, I didn't.
Did you enter the contest? Oh, sadness.
I didn't know about it until I wasn't a fan of Alien until 2019. By then, the contest was already over.
Sad. Oh well.
And even if
maybe they'll do it again for the 50th.
Maybe, or maybe they'll do one for the 40th anniversary of Aliens. But either way, even if I did pitch an idea, it probably wouldn't have gotten picked.
Watch it get picked.
Alright, so...
But yeah, these short films, I think, are worthy entries into the franchise.
Absolutely. Heck, if they were on physical media, I would buy them.
They are.
They are?
The Alien 40th Anniversary Blu-ray.
Oh. Dang, I got multiple copies of the Alien quadrilogy and Blazing Saddles and Jaws, although I am gonna sell one of them.
Sell it to one of our viewers, signed copy by John Murphy.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, that's really gonna increase its value.
$10.
It beats selling it for 25 cents at the used video store.
Viewers, comment down below.
All right, so all in all, I give these short films, well, I guess kind of easy, 10 out of 10 for creativity.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Far better than anything I could do.
All right, so that is it for October. Join us in November.
A bit of a different sort of review today.
Are we going to review Men in Tights, or could we should we do the recent Tremors movie?
I haven't seen it yet. I'd like to watch it a couple times first, but I think we should do Men in Tights. We said we were going to do it for September. We never did. We put it off, so...
All right.
We're manly men, men in tights.
Yes!
Yeah!
All right. So, yeah, we will take a look at Robin Hood Men in Tights for November.
Oh, yes. Ah, boy. That's going to be fun. We've never actually reviewed a Mel Brooks film, have we yet?
No, we haven't.
Shame on us.
I don't really know. Can we really make jokes about a movie that's about jokes?
No.
No.
No. I mean, you can try, but it would probably fall flat.
Very flat. Flatter than Wile E. Coyote after a steamroller. You don't know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Google's off to the side.
That's cheating.
But yes, Men in Tights for November. And I have an idea for December.
Is this your revenge for doing Is this your revenge on me for making you watch the Star Wars holiday special?
Oh, not at all, no.
I don't believe you.
We'll discuss it here later, but thanks everybody for tuning in. Like I said, different sort of review today, but oh well. Mm-hmm. We've been trying different things.
Oh yeah. Heck, the next review we do, you might actually see our faces.
Yeah, assuming technology works.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anyway, for Nerd-Vana podcasts, and also Happy Halloween. This is John Murphy.
Play a xenomorph for his thing.
Okay. Here you go.
Yay!
Alright, this is John Murphy.
And Ian Benoit.
Signing off.